Hello, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing so very well. I know it's been quite a while since it's just been us here. It's been me talking to you. It's because of a lot of reasons. First, I was sick. Then I went to Disney World with my family. And then I came back, and then like literally 2 days after I got back, I got sick again. That's how life goes. In that time, I've hit 10,000 subscribers, which is freaking awesome and crazy and ridiculous. I'm still like, what? Because of that, I'm doing a Q&A, and you can leave comments with questions, you can leave Tumblr ask questions, you can tweet me questions, you can email me questions, whatever. And now let's get into the actual video, which is my wrap up and TBR. I know it's halfway through the month, but just bear with me. A lot of these books that are on my TBR I've already read, and I'll talk about them in my next wrap up. I'm just a mess. I'm just a mess. My wrap up for the month of December is these books. Harry Christmas to You is going on, and there's still a like end of Harry Christmas to You video coming from me at some point when I can get my life together. But this was my TBR for last month, plus a couple other books, but I only actually read the first 6 books and then like half of the 7th book. So I didn't even read all of them in the month. I know, fail of all fails, but I still read them all, so there is that. Props to me for doing that. It was great to reread the Harry Potter series because it is my all-time favorite series, and rereading it you just see so many things that you never saw before. I'm just so excited to keep rereading it for the rest of my life and probably doing Harry Christmas to You again. I don't think I'll try to read all of them again, but I'll definitely be doing Harry Christmas again because everybody loved that and it was a fun time. Be looking out for that this coming December 2015, Harry Christmas to You. So now let's get into the TBR, aka a lot of books that I've already read and then some other ones that I kind of want to read this month. First up on my TBR that I've already read is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I don't want to take it out of this, but I finished this at the very beginning of this month and it was a great way to start out the year, let me tell you. Next up is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I know you're gonna say, Maureen, you were supposed to read this last month by December 17th. I know. I didn't because of Harry Christmas to You and because of being at Disney and just so many things, so many reasons I didn't read All the Light We Cannot See, but I finally finished it this month, so I'm not going to talk about it right now. It's about a boy in Germany and a girl who is blind that lives in France during the Second World War, and it just follows them and follows their paths as they kind of converge. I read this book with a bunch of other lovely ladies, and we moved the live show to a date that hasn't actually been decided yet, so you can still catch that. Next up, Broken Hearts, Fences, and Other Things to Mend by Katie Finn, aka Morgan Matson. I wanted something light after finishing All the Light, so I picked this up. This is about a girl who goes back to the Hamptons after 5 years when she did something like terrible. She has to like make up with people. Good old contemporary there. Next up that I already read but still on my TBR, whatever, is Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins, and this is about a girl who just has these like powers basically given to her and she doesn't know what to do with them or what anything is about, and so it's like her finding out what everything is about. It's so hard not to talk about these books since I've already read them, but don't you worry, the next wrap up, it'll happen. Next up is The Song Will Save Your Life by Leela Sales. This is about a girl who tries to become popular and it just like doesn't work out for her, but then she like somehow becomes a DJ. Crazy, I know, and that's what this story's about. Yeah, good at explanations. This was basically a cover buy for me. I didn't know hardly anything about it, but I saw it on Book Outlet and I had seen it for a couple months and I was like, I shall have you. Next up we've got The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. I got this from Reagan as a Christmas present. We did like a big Christmas Secret Santa thing in the high school chat that I'm a part of so that we didn't all get each other gifts because that would just be really expensive. So thanks Reagan at Peruse Project for this book. And this is about a girl who is born with wings, and it kind of like details her family's history, her grandmother's story, then her mother's story, then her story, and it's just beautiful, and I'll try not to talk about it as much until my wrap up, but Yes, this was the next one. Next up, The Giver by Lois Lowry. I read this in like elementary school or maybe like middle school, and I was like, yo, wanna reread this. And I got this from Jess at Prices Wong for my birthday, so perfect time to reread this in the new year. It's about a utopian slash dystopian society, and this kid is charged with receiving all of the memories of the people before him, so he bears all of the pain and all of the like anguish and just all of the memories of the past for the people in this community so that they can maintain their utopian community. Then we had Across the Universe by Beth Revis, and I was technically supposed to read this with Dylan from Dylan Books, and then I just read the whole thing. He, I think, maybe just started or hasn't even started yet, so sorry about that, Dylan. There will be a lot of thoughts about this book when I do my wrap up, but it's about a girl who is cryogenically frozen and then wakes up on the ship that she was on, and then there's like a love story, but like also suspense and also sci-fi because spaceship. So yeah, Across the Universe. Now that we've finally gotten past the books that I've actually already read this month, let's get into the ones that I want to read for the rest of the month. First up, we've got Jade Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I'm reading this with Raylene from Padfoot and Prong 07. I have read this book before and I love this book a lot, but Raylene has only read the first part of this book and hasn't read the rest of it, so we're gonna read this together and it's gonna be a fun time. There'll probably be some reading sprints going on her Twitter, my Twitter, the 0by16 Twitter, while we're reading this together because we like to do reading sprints when we read things together. That's how we are. Next up, we've got The Final Empire Mistborn Book 1 by Brandon Sanderson. This is the Booksplosion book of the month actually, and I got this for Christmas from Jessie at Jessie the Reader. Thanks, Jessie. But I've been wanting to read Mistborn for forever because people rave and rave and rave and rave about Mistborn and love it so much that I was like, I need to read it. And I know once I start it, I'm just gonna wanna like plow through all the rest of the books. If I don't get to them this month, they will be read like within a month probably. So yeah, Mistborn books. Then I've just got two more little short books because I'm thinking Mistborn is gonna take up a chunk of my time. First one is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I've heard incredible things about this book and it's super duper little short there. So I'm really excited to read this. I don't know a lot about it at all, besides the fact that it's by Neil Gaiman, and I love Neil Gaiman. And lastly, I've got The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Catherine M. Valenti. I think that's how you say her name. I've heard a lot of people rave about this book. This was in Read Susie Read's top books of 2014, so I was like, I think I need to pick that up like real soon. So I hope that I will get to this month. I don't really know a lot about it, besides that it's a very fairy tale-y, but I'm really excited because so many people love this book that I love. And that's my wrap up and TBR. Sorry that it was more like a wrap up and a wrap up, but don't you worry, there will be a real wrap up where I actually talk about the books and what they were about and what I felt about them and their ratings next month. And hopefully you'll be on time this time. And now I need to go watch Parks and Rec because it's premiering like right now. So thanks so much for watching this video and I'll see you next time. Bye. Beautiful. No. Next up, we've got The Beautiful Sorrows of Ava. The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows. I can say words. Next up, The Giver by Lois. And next up, I've got The Girl. It's good. It's good.